Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And members, you guys got to update big one on this matter. And if you'd like to join that membership, I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. There's some exclusive content in the membership, so make sure you guys tune in. So, what are the risks, or more of the pros and cons to AT&T moving to a all Ericsson RAN structure on a national scale? So that's what I wanted to discuss in this video. Is this going to be all smooth? Is this going to be all perfect? And the answer to that is simply no. It's not going to be all smooth. It's not going to be all perfect. And in some cases, it's not going to work out as HQ may think. And that's that this is high up the chain. This is at the Stanky, Pascal, Miguel Fresh. It's at that level that they decided to make this move. And at this point, I mean, we can go ahead and say this is a done deal. This is not a thought experiment. This is not a proposal anymore. This is actually already in motion. We can go ahead and say that. And like I said, there's updates for the members. So if you'd like to join that membership, a link to it will be in the description. So are there risks and certainties? 100%. So let me kind of go through that and explain. So moving this to a national RAN, right? It takes away from the local knowledge that the local RAN engineers have. The local RAN engineers, they know the areas that need fixing. They know the best, sites to get on. They know the lowest RSRP areas. They know the no coverage areas. Once you move that to a national scale, that's not the case anymore. That's going to be a lot harder to fix certain areas once you move RAN to a nationalized scale. Sprint, they did this and it failed. Completely backfired on them. Now, it could, AT&T could prove us wrong and this model could work, but I'm not confident in it. A lot of people that I speak with from the engineering side, from the analyst side, they're not confident in this. This is a cost saving measure from what is perceived right now. Of course, there's nothing publicly stated. Many believe this is cost savings, that AT&T got a sweetheart deal from Ericsson. Ericsson will likely carry the cost to rip and replace the Nokia markets. This will likely take as long as 2026, 2027, 2028, maybe longer. That's very, very long for rip and replace to undertake that massive of a project, right? Just think about that. And then, throughout the rip and replace, if site spacing is a problem in some markets and they completely rip or replace a site, that site's going to go down for a few hours. It's going to cause, a bit of issues from a consumer perspective. Could cause a little bit of churn here. Nothing major, but Verizon just went through this. They ripped and replaced from Nokia and they moved to Samsung. And I was told from the engineers that throughout that process, they had density so other sites would fill in, but it still wasn't the same as the actual site. So there were some networking issues for the consumer experience. So it's not going to be all just, a smooth transition. That's what AT&T is going to present publicly, of course. They're going to say, okay, this is the model that we're presenting. It's going to take us X amount of years to move from Nokia to Ericsson, and it's going to be a smooth ride. Not going to happen. There's going to be issues along the way. A lot can change by 2027, 2028. But what I will say, from a positive perspective, AT&T will likely have the latest and greatest Ericsson equipment across the board. Because we're moving throughout the rest of this decade, When they go up on these Nokia sites, they're going to add the latest and greatest radios, panels, whatever the case may be. That's going to be a very, 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 very top of the line modernized network because they have to climb the sites again. And at that point, once they go through those markets again with the Nokia equipment, they are going to 100% make sure that they deploy a dual band radio for C-band and DoD. That project is more than likely going to turn into a one climb that they had originally anticipated. That's going to be a one climb. They're going to touch these towers one time, going from Nokia to Ericsson. They're going to touch them once, and they're going to deploy dual band radios. I can almost guarantee that. Ericsson is very close. I'm told Q2 of next year, they will release their dual band radio that can do C-band and DoD. AT&T is going to take advantage of that because why not? So also in those markets, I am going to assume that the AT&T towers will fall more in line with what T-Mobile's towers look like. It'll be one big panel, maybe two, and then the dual band massive MIMO panel for C-band and DoD. There's not going to be, all these panels and two separate antennas. Now, in the Ericsson markets that are already existing, like mine, the sites will likely remain like they are. You already climbed them. You already spent the money. You already have the 6449 and the 6419. They'll leave those alone until there's like something revolutionary or different radio out that they can deploy. Maybe 5G advanced, whatever. So for my market, they're going to leave that alone. But for the Nokia markets like Nevada, Arizona, just the huge markets that are still Nokia, they are going to rip and replace it with the latest and greatest Ericsson equipment. So in those markets, you might be a bit jealous. They might have newer radios and equipment that you in an Ericsson market don't have right now. It's possible. Very, very much possible. So just kind of wanted to talk about that. It's not going to be a smooth ride. There's going to be bumps in that one. It's going to be interesting to see how AT&T presents this to the public, to the investors. They're going to present it as a cost saving, but long term, what does that do to the cash flow? Who knows, right? What does that do to the overall quality of the network? That's just something that needs to be discussed. And of course, once this goes public, we'll further discuss. We'll further, pick apart what needs to happen, and then we might see some official numbers, and we'll also discuss that. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.